Hey guys, Camfrey15 back at it with another video for you guys. Back with another episode review of May I Ask for One More Final Thing. As we continue on with this good show. Continue on with this great show. Uh, Look, man. It definitely looks like um Scarlet is setting up the Saint with her brother, but the brothers got to acknowledge Diana. Um Obviously, clearly to show like, hey, this girl has feelings for you and things like that. So yeah, but anyways, we last left off where things were going crazy at the Saint parade or whatever, and Scarlet got involved, and she basically was just like, oh, okay, it's time to kick some ass and time to kick some meat sacks, right? So she ends up like basically getting the spear, throwing it through this freaking cathedral, right? And legitimately just confronting these freaking, again, these noble people, right, of the church. And they're like, "Oh, wait, I know who you are. You're the freaking you're the demon, right?" Um and Scarlet just again beats the ever living hell out of all these dudes, right? And again, it's what she loves to do. These are her meat sacks. She continues to enjoy beating things up. And look, man, it's funny to say the least. It's hilarious. Every freaking week she does this shit. Again, she's the type of woman that takes names and kicks straight ass. Again, she's my number one waifu because of what she has to do. But it's absolutely hilarious how she does all this stuff, right? So yeah, but anyways, after she stops that, things are getting crazy. Diana's on obviously the parade float. It starts to collapse over, right? And that's when obviously Scarlet's brother comes in and saves Lady or Saint Diana, and of course, saving her in the most princess way ever, Diana starts simping for Scarlet's brother. Now, it obviously is funny because when Scarlet and her brother are in the carriage going where they're going, right? Scarlet's brother is just like, I know you did something. I know you tricked me with being acquainted and, being proposed to by, the prince. But listen, don't tell me you did all this to try to beat people up, did you? And honestly, Scarlett's just like, oh, please, the prince, we are very much, I very much, he very much proposed. We're definitely acquainted. But you can best believe I was only here for the hot spring, right? And things just happened and it got in the way. Trust me, I had nothing to do with anything that happened. I was just here for the hot spring for my vacation. And obviously the brother definitely knows, like, you're bullface lying to me. And Scarlett's just like, oh, come on, brother. Lay it off. Maybe I did a little bit, but it was all for the greater good. Again, I just love Scarlett's brother's reaction to everything she does because this man legitimately is like freaking the hell out over his sister. Again, like, bro, I don't think he needs to be worried about his sister because we know the prince is madly in love with with her sister, or with his sister, right? So that's the whole thing, right? But anyways, they have to go pick up Saint Diana because they're gonna go to this one territory, again for reasons. But again, like I said, it's been a while since I last the episode or watched the episode. But the main point is her maids basically tell Scarlet like, hey, Saint Diana's acting quite weird and we don't know what's going on, and like we're afraid. So Scarlet obviously is one that's in there worried, but then obviously it's Diana just tossing and turning because she's obviously in love and she doesn't know how to figure out her feelings, right, about that. So basically Scarlet's like, are you okay? And tell me what's going on, right? So Diana basically tells Scarlet like, hey, I'm in love with this dude, yada yada yada. And obviously she's like, oh, so you have feelings for my brother and you want my brother to recognize you, right? And obviously, Diana's like, yes, that would be amazing if that's the case, right? So then Scarlett's like, okay, sure. Don't worry. Let me do this and I will teach you how to get my brother's attention, right? Which it's so freaking funny how she's doing this, right? So essentially, she basically is like, listen, you know, you're gonna have to show yourself in front of him and everything. And you're gonna have to look presentable. So basically, there's like this festival that's going on that they're attending, right? Again, Scarlet attends is going like by herself, and she's trying to go by herself to set um Diana up with her brother. But then obviously you have it to where the prince shows up, and again, absolutely hilarious content where she's just like, what are you doing here? And obviously he's like, oh, I thought I'd just spend some time with you and everything. Bro, it's absolutely hilarious, right? They end up running into these hooligans that are just going crazy on this one dude at this one stand. And she's just like, hold this for me, dear prince. Gets her gloves on. You already know. You already know what's gonna happen, bro. In the meantime, Diana asked Scarlett's brother, like, hey, is it okay if you escort me to the festival and you walk with me, right? So she's obviously getting very flustered by this whole thing because she kind of believes this being like a date and everything. And they go do this one moment where they're doing the fish thing, the goldfish catching, right? And she's having some trouble, right? Scarlett's brother basically grabs her hand and says, like, here, this is how you do it and everything. And obviously, he's like, here, you can take this goldfish home. But Diana's like, you know what, actually, I'll give this back because I don't want the goldfish to be lonely and stuff like that. And obviously, you kind of tell, like, Diana, she is a fairly lonely individual because she is the saint and she has to do what she has to do. And she doesn't really get to go out and enjoy most of these things, right? And that's one thing that her brother does, Scarlett's brother does make a mention of, like how good-hearted she is and everything. So I do think that was pretty cool, but we also do see how his brother, or Scarlett's brother, kind of views Diana as like a younger Scarlet, like his sister. So he's not viewing her in the romantic type of sense, right? Which by the end of the episode, when you see how he's like, okay, I'm sorry, Lady Diana, I have to go attend to my sister, right? Diana's kind of a little bit broken up because she's like, why can't you look at me like, you look at Scarlet and stuff like that? Like, why can't I be, why can't you view me as somebody special instead of viewing me as some, child or little girl or something to you, right? Because that's the whole thing. And that's what she kind of wants. She wants Scarlett's brother not to view her as a little girl he has to protect, but like her own woman. So I guess that's kind of the whole thing there. And you do have it to where Scarlett's brother looks like he was about to say something to her. But then obviously one of the knights comes in, says like, oh, Scarlett's doing this, and then yada, yada, yada. But that's realistically where the episode kind of ends off. Now we do cut over back to that one red-haired prince who Scarlet literally punched the shit out of, and basically one of his dudes says like, comes before him with one of these nobles saying like, I got a proposition for you, and yeah, so that's where the episode's gonna end off. Don't know where episode 8 is going to go, but we're definitely gonna see. But if it's got involves nobles, it's not gonna be something good. But yeah, but anyways, another great episode of May I Ask for One Final Thing. I don't know if Scarlett's brother and Diana are going to be endgame for them, but I guess we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. But other than that, guys, if you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts. Hit that subscribe button if you want to get more May I Ask for One More Final Thing content or any other anime I upload to the channel and things like that. But till then, guys, catch you guys next video, and I will see you guys later. Peace.